Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, the Doctor. We are in today. This will be the last show for 2 weeks as we go away, far away, on a cruise ship, as long as it's not destroyed. But anyway, so this week we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We're going to talk about Psychopath, as people are talking about in the chat here. We're going to talk about Disneyland, about Star Wars Land, about an attraction that some information is leaking out about. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. And then we're also going to talk about Salem, because I went there Tuesday. We're also going to talk about the things that are going to be coming up in the next week and a half that you guys can follow, on Facebook and stuff like that. We'll also talk about upcoming events, because at one of them, something cool is going on. It's not part of the event, but they're there for the event, and I found it really cool. So, yeah. It's going to be a good night, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Category 4 hurricane slamming into Florida right now as we speak. I've been watching video of it. I mean, I'm not getting out to Florida until next week, so we should be good. And I don't foresee any problems. So that's a good thing, I guess. Freezing problem is still going on. I don't know about the freeze. I mean, on my end, everything's going, obviously. It looks good. It could be on your end. Maybe you need to refresh, maybe, possibly. I'm looking at my connection on the program. I got full green bars. So it could possibly be. I mean, it could be a number of things. Could be a lot of things. But I don't know. So anyway, we'll get to Psychopath at the end of the news, just because I have my rant, my theory, my thinking, and what I feel about it. They're thinking that hurricane could hit like South Carolina, and then whip right back and hit. What do you call it? Hit Florida again. I hope not. I just want to go on my trip. Let me leave and then let it hit. Let me go do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Just leave me out of it. Let me go enjoy my time. Let me play. Let me do what I want to do, and they can do whatever it wants when I'm not around. I know that's not how life works, but that's what I would like. That's the thing that I would like. And we'll see if that happens or not. In any case, so let's get into some news. We'll start with Disneyland, because for those that know me, I love Star Wars. So once Disney announced that they were opening Star Wars Land in Disneyland and at Disney World, that I'm like, finally, this is Disney's answer to Harry Potter. I mean, for me, I think Star Wars is light years beyond Harry Potter. So Disney knows they can't screw this up. And the attraction that, if anybody's ever gone to the Mice Chat website, that's all about Disney, all the news that's fit to print. Anyway, the news, this is for Disneyland. I don't know if this is exactly Disney World attraction coming, but it's called Stormtroop Battle Escape. You're going to be battling the First Order, and with all that, it's kind of what I call a 3-part attraction, which I think is cool. I mean, you're going to have the cool cues like they did like on Harry Potter. So it states that, it's not going to be a boring queue and making you feel like you're waiting forever. The whole queue is part of the story, which is great. They needed that. But they also, there's an elevator system going in it. And you're going to get on the ride, go through about midway through the ride. You're going to get off the ride, and you're going to be running away from the First Order. They're going to be attacking or something along those lines. And then you're going to get back on the ride at some point and then finish off the ride. So this sounds, there's going to be more shown, obviously, in a later date as they're building the ride. Construction has started at both parks, and it's really ramping up, and it's going to be cool. But I really felt like just having that blip of news of what's going on, was fantastic. We know down in Orlando you're going to have that Millennium Falcon ride where it's like you're driving the Millennium Falcon and doing things and stuff. But, I mean, this alone could get me to go to Disneyland. I mean, I've never been to Disneyland. I know, shame on me. But this is going to be like the nail in the coffin for me to, with something like that, to go and experience that. I mean, there's more than just Star Wars to experience at Disneyland, obviously, but that'll just entice me more. But the one thing you don't want to do is the year that the ride's open, you don't want to go because the lines are going to be through the roof. I mean, a smart person's not going to want to wait hours and hours and hours for the ride. Yeah, the Fantasyland was, and they kind of cut corners. Fantasyland, what they did is nowhere close to even competing. It's not on the same level as Harry Potter. Harry Potter, I mean, I've always said this. I hate the movies. I'm not a big fan of the movies. I think they're stupid, and that's just me. But with that being said, I really feel that Fantasyland, that was kind of a way. I mean, it was cool. They added more Dumbo, and they kind of gave you like a half a roller coaster because it felt like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train could have been longer and better. I mean, I don't know what the thinking was. I mean, it's a cool ride. That one section of ride is cool. The concept's cool. Just too short, and I felt they went too cheap on it. And totally didn't do what they were supposed to. I mean, it looks really nice, the area. They put in Little Mermaid, and they did some things. And I think at the end of the day, they should have went bigger. And I think now Star Wars is where they're going to go bigger. I mean, if they pull a Fantasyland on Star Wars, forget it. They, throw up the white flag and they'll be done. I was thinking Clinton Novak. He'll wait 12 hours consistently for Top Thrill Drags to open and an hour the day after it to get it fixed. Yeah, I actually like Top Thrill Dragster, but I would never do that. I'm not one to. If I saw a line that was well over an hour, like at these parks, I would just skip it. Yeah, the Mermaid's a clone, and the Mermaid ain't that great. I don't know. It was just weird. It just, I mean, when you're used to the quality that you got out of Disney back in the day, up until the last decade or so, that they kind of went cheap on it. It's like they're trying to give you this great experience, and at the end of the day, they're spending all this money on theming and detail, and they're cutting corners, and it's not looking as good. I know you want to save money and try to give you more for your money, but you're not. They're charging ridiculous prices, and a lot of these rides that they're coming out with lately are just cookie cutter, and they're not. And don't get me wrong, I love Disney, and I hate to even say these words. It's a lot of cookie cutter stuff. I mean, I love going to Disney. I will continue to go to Disney. It's actually cheaper than Universal, surprisingly. So, it's neither here nor there with that. So hopefully with the Star Wars thing, they get back on track. They stop cutting corners, because let me tell you, if you're going to cut corners, don't even do it. You know what I mean? The fans are going to rip you apart for screwing up Star Wars. They're totally going to rip you apart. So hopefully they learn that. Yeah, Disney World closed early. So didn't SeaWorld. Basically, all the parks closed early. And a lot of them are not opening up tomorrow, because they're going to be doing, I don't know how long the storm's lingering. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if it's going to hit us, if it's just going to go out to sea. Is it going to swirl around and hit Florida? Nobody knows. I guess you got to, how do you put it? You got to just kind of watch it after today and see what it's going to do. Because when we find out for sure what path it's going to take, especially from when it's heading up our way, it could prove to be If it's going to hit us, the potential for the wobble of it to go for us is pretty slim. But if it does, you could be hitting winds of 90 plus miles an hour, and but it still shouldn't deter our trip, which is nice. So that'll be good. All right, so those going a great adventure. Remember that nice wooden coaster that they have that keeps falling down in the rankings for me until I lose some weight. I hope it rains at Knoebels, just because I'm not going. I hope it rains. I hope it pours. I hope it makes everything shut down. That's what I hope. That's what I hope it does. I hope there's no Phoenix Fall Fun Fest. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. For those that want to go, you can still go. There's no registration for Phoenix Fall Fun Fest, and actually anybody can go. You don't even have to be a coaster enthusiast to do the Saturday event. You do not have to be. You just show up in the morning and you go get a what do you call it? Hand stamp or whatever the hell, a bracelet, whatever they do, and it's a good time. I mean, if it rains, I don't foresee it shutting the park down. I just see it being a wet and crappy day. So you can ride the ride and ride the rides and get wet. So that's what you could do. Oh, anyway, so El Toro second train is back in operation and going. So that's good. Magic Kingdom at Disney. Great Moments in History with the Muppets is now going. I saw some video of it. I was laughing. It was good. So that's good that they did that, since the show was a failure. SeaWorld Orlando with the Kraken VR. It will include the audio. Universal Orlando. An e-cigarette exploded in somebody's pocket while they were in Hogwarts Express. And Cedar Point Mean Streak is now in deconstruction, and looks like they're going to be doing some, well, we all know what's going to happen without them saying anything. RMC is going to come in and do some conversion to it and save it somewhat, and it'll be a ride that everybody will ride, and then they'll praise Cedar Point for doing it, and then everybody will love Mean Streak again, and it'll be good for them, because they really needed to do something to that, because that ride was painful for me. It was a one and done, like, per visit, so if I was there a weekend, I would just ride it once. You can't cast spells at Canopy. Why can't you cast spells at Canopy? So anyway, let's get into Psychopath at Six Flags New England. I had no idea this was going on because I went to Media Day and it was Psychopath and it was cool. I don't know if they changed the haunt. I don't know if anything changed or they just changed the name for the sake of, I reached out to the park. I said, is there any truth to this? What's going on? Why? I haven't gotten an answer back as to if anything changed, if it was just a name. But they did say the sensitivity of people, so it's basically to cover their ass. That's all it is. It's to... if you remember a week or two ago, I was talking about Cedar Fair shutting down 3 of their VR haunts because they were all, it was Fair 5150, and it was all about mental patients, and somebody got offended, so they stopped it. And then I don't believe Six Flags had any complaints, and they just decided to follow suit. So instead of just closing the haunt, they renamed it. I don't know if they rethemed it. It's now called Forgotten Laboratories. I let them know that I was disappointed. I made a rant on my personal Facebook about it because we have no say in what happens. They're a business. They make money. They don't want the negative. That's what they do. And I was really pissed. And I hope the park saw how pissed that I was and how other people were. I'm not trying to be like causing stirring crap and all that, but I just wanted people to see that you don't have to cave in to everybody. If you think about it, mental patients and asylums have been hand in hand with Halloween for decades. Why wasn't it offensive 10 years, 20, 30, however long they've been using asylums and haunted houses? Why wasn't it offensive then? It's all of a sudden offensive now. And these people that are in asylums, 90% of them are criminal, murderers, rapists, whatever. They don't have rights. They've done something crazy to get in. I'm not saying everybody is, but most of them are. They're crazy people, and it fits the whole horror theme. So why should we cater to them anyway? And who cares if it's a sensitive issue? It is Halloween. If you don't like it, don't go to it. Why do you have to ruin it for everybody else? You guys know how amped up I was for the whole asylum thing. I don't care about the laboratory thing. I want the asylum thing. That's what I want. The asylum is cool, and the laboratory is not. I don't think the laboratory theme is cool. And exactly, let's go Red Sox. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that's because you are one, Daniel. So at the end of the day, that's how, I feel, and I let the park know that. I let the public know how I felt. This world is so politically correct, and anybody that's watching that is politically let's try this again. Anybody that is watching that is politically correct and thinks like I'm a jerk or something, you can eat a you-know-what. So, it's people just need to cut the crap. I am the furthest thing from politically correct. I will use racial slurs. I will do people that have hung out with me and you know what I mean, around me. You know how I am. I don't need to explain it. For those that don't know, my brand of humor and how I feel probably isn't for you. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I can guarantee you that I have no problem saying it how it is, and I will not be politically correct in any manner, in any way. Period. When I want to go off, I will go off. When I want to say things that are mean and rude and that offend people, I will. I mean, I try not to on the show just because, it's a family-orientated show and I'm just trying to be a good boy here. But when I'm not doing a show and I'm not being watched by the ACE NSA or Park NSA or whoever, I'm not going to go out of the way, and then they're not going to want to work with me. So when I'm not doing park stuff and I'm doing my own private thing, that's like my public Facebook is my public Facebook. That's not, you don't associate that with SFNA Online or The Grove Show. That's Joshua Martins. This is not Joshua. This is something else. You know what I'm saying? Something. I just don't. There has to be a line drawn in the sand and say enough is enough, and stop. I mean, what is the realistic probability of guests that were offended? 5 maybe. At Cedar Fair. Say Halloween they get 300,000 guests for the Halloween season in all their parks. Probably more, but just say 300. Say even 1 million. Or even 100,000. If say it was 5 people out of 100,000, that's not really anything to cry about. Because I can guarantee you it wasn't a lot of people. But everybody is so afraid. Nobody wants that negative attention going, well, tough shit. Tough, so people just don't, people, again, parks don't want that. I get it. But for me, personally, you know what I'm saying? Personally, for me, I don't care. You know what I mean? If somebody said on the show, I'm offended that you have a pinball machine, I'd tell them to go watch something else. I don't know. I thought it just blows my mind. I don't know what you guys think. I totally agree with you. The pussification is affecting America these days. Well, it goes back decades. I think I was having this conversation with Luco actually, and I think I've had this conversation with Dave and Jody as well about when we were kids. You could say anything and do anything. You could say retard, and nobody would blink. You know, you can use that meme from Batman to the Joker. Everybody said once you say retard, nobody said bat an eye. You do this now, and everybody loses their crap. You can't say things like that. You can't say midget. You got to say little people. You can't say this. You can't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that. You know what? I'm so tired of it. I'm not changing. I don't care. I think the fear VR was justified because maybe they could do better in 5 or 6 years. I mean, and it has nothing to do with Clinton or Trump or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. This is just how basically, if you allow this to happen, you're shouting, "I'm offended." Oh, you can't do that. Da, 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 da. You know what's going to happen to your theme parks? You're not going to have any theming. Period. They're going to be like, somebody's going to go to Disney and go, "Well, I don't want to look at Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is offensive." What do you think they're going to take the mouse down? No. There has to be. You have to draw a line in the sand. If you don't like it, don't go to it. If you don't like it, skip it. Go to something else. I mean, I didn't get to see the Fair VR. I kind of wish I did, just to see what VR is years and years away for being what we all envision VR to be. It is not anything even close. When you can do VR without wearing goggles, come talk to me, because I don't want to be wearing goggles and doing that stuff all the time. That stuff really, it really is not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about VR that much. I mean, while it's cool, I think the technology still has time to go. It's not really there yet. And hopefully they perfect it and can find a better way. If you're going to start rolling it on roller coasters and stuff, a better way to get it done faster. You know what I'm saying? There has to be... You know what I mean? To me, it's just... No, well, you can't ban the hot wieners. The hot wieners got to stay. You can ban the other hot dogs for all I care, but the hot wieners, they got to stay. I need my hot wieners. All right, so enough of the downing of the news and all that. Let's get on to something cool. Tuesday, I went out to Salem, and I hadn't been to Salem since I was probably younger than Jeremy. I was probably 8 or 9, maybe 10, maybe tops, when I went to Salem the last time, and so that's over 20 years ago. 20 or 30 years ago, since the last time I had been there. But in any case, so I didn't remember any of it. I didn't recognize a thing. I did purchase something that I will be wearing on the week. Well, using and wearing. There's 2 items I'm not going to tell you that I got that I'll use for what I will call the Halloween show, the Halloween special, for when I come back. Which Salem? So I went to Salem, Massachusetts, where the witches are. So anyway, so there's a lot of. I mean, I didn't go like in the House of the Seven Gables, and I didn't do any of the witch museums. We were going to do one, but it closed at 5, so that kind of sucked. We did do a wax museum, which was fantastic. We did a bunch of haunted houses. They're scattered all over the place. We did 1, 2, 3. We did 4 or 5 things, something like that. Ate some food, went shopping. I will say, though, now all the haunted houses, they're halfway decent. They're not crazy. But, I highly enjoyed them for what they were. And they're very short, though, but they're cheap. They're not expensive haunts. They had a deal with one of them. You could do Dr. Frankenstein's plus some candle tour, and you could do some other. There's a couple of things you could do. You could do the cemetery tour, and but you could walk the cemetery without getting information for free. So, but I will say my favorite, and I would go to Salem just for this and leave. My favorite place that I went to so far was the Gallows Hills. They have this 25-minute show, animatronics, fog, lights. There's a story being told with witches and ghosts and stuff. Phenomenal, worth every dollar. It was great. And then at 6 p.m., they still keep doing the show, but basically in the basement of the place becomes this haunt called the Lost Museum. And I guess it's just open, it's new. And let me tell you, the effects on it were amazing. It was interactive, so to speak. You know, you had a tour guide that went with you, and, you know, things happen, and you got to do things and hold things and touch things. It's kind of reminiscent a little bit of a place that's at Patriot Place in Foxborough, Mass, called Five Wits. Interactive, touch things, do things. Except it's like got a little bit of a scary, little scariness to it, you know, for Halloween. It was, let me tell you, it was fantastic. I couldn't believe that they actually put the money in, you know, spent that kind of dough to get it done. It's kind of like, I actually want to bring that up to Six Flags so they could try to do something like that, because it was cool. They spent the money on some cool effects. They, you know, they did stuff. It was interactive with guides. It can be done. So, I don't know. I love the Gallows Hills place. Like, I want to go back just to do that. I mean, I wouldn't mind going back. I mean, definitely you want to go during the week because it's not busy. Because I mean, except for like the week or two before Halloween, it's just crazy out here. There, it's like nuts. But at the end of the day, I definitely, my opinion is check it all out what you can. The haunted houses, though cheap and short, they're still cool. But Gallows Hills is definitely the top tier attraction of that area. I mean, I like to go back and do the witch museums. I mean, for the most part, Salem kind of sucks itself as a city and all that. I mean, the cool thing it's got going for it is the whole witch thing. You know, you can go and they can do the witch trial reenactments, which I didn't go see. Yes, parking is a nightmare. I had to circle the parking lot, circle some streets, then go back to the parking lot and found a spot. Plus, their metered parking until 6 p.m. and then after 6, it's no longer metered parking. It's not. I think I spent like $6 to park from say noon to 6. So like $1 an hour. I think I paid like. I think for you got 75 cents an hour. So I probably whatever that was. So for 6 hours, I paid $6 or so to park. I mean, everything's so compact and close that you can walk around and get back within time. You can get plenty done. You know, I put in a few dollars. You know, I don't know. I hope the troll's not here. The last week, troll was not here, so I'm hoping that the troll is not here. You know, it'd be nice. So anyway, for those that have never been to Salem, if you're into the whole, you know, the witch trials and things about witches, and I mean, there's all kinds of witch stores you can buy products. There's a Harry Potter store for all you Harry Potter fans that want to, you know, get into that kind of thing. The Wax Museum is cool. They got haunts all over the place. So there's definitely a lot to do, and it really is fun. You know, I really think that the things to do in Salem, while there's not a ton to do, There was actually another haunt inside the mall that we couldn't do. It was called the escape room, and you get like an hour to escape it. But it wasn't open, so we couldn't do it. There was another one that was in that. Well, actually, when you exited, you went through the mall, and the exit came out into the mall. I got a Battaloon. It was fun. I mean, like I said, Salem itself. Oh, they do have a cool Bewitched statue. I don't know how many of you watched the TV show Bewitched, but the witch from Bewitched, they have a statue of in the little center, and that was cool. And the restaurant we ate at, while pricey, was pretty good. You got tons of shops. You can buy anything. Lots of tours everywhere. They got trolley tours. Depends what you're into and what you like, you know. I mean, me, I'm all about the haunts and the wax museums and the witch stuff and all that. And I'm telling you, Gallow Hills was the place to be. Like, I actually want to do the show again. It was that cool. Like, I was in love with that thing. Like, I don't know. There was just something about it that was really cool. And, I don't know. It was awesome. I loved it. And let me tell you, I think anybody and everybody, if you can get to Salem, I would check it out. I mean, like I said, I like what I like. You guys like what you like. But definitely check it out. There are rumors that they might build a theme park in Seekonk, Mass. That'd be cool, because I'm actually heading up there for Saturday. I'm heading out to Seekonk. There's a haunt, I guess, at the Seekonk Speedway. That'd be cool. All right. Let me talk about Ace Events, and then we're going to get into the next week and a half. Because just because we are not doing a show for 2 weeks does not mean there will not be updates. Don't think that we're going to just be... I mean, we're going to be having fun. I'm not trying to rub it in, but we're going to have fun. But you guys get to get in on the fun. So let me just go through these Ace Events real quick. Because this first one I'm going to talk... Well, first one's PPP. You know, I don't know if you can still register for the tomorrow night's thing. I would check on that site. It might be... Registration might be closed. I don't know. But that's free, and that's for Costa members of Costa groups. If you're a member of like Costa Crew, American Coaster Enthusiasts, and whatever list of Costa groups, you can do that. But if not, on Saturday there's Phoenix Fall Fun Fest. What more can I say? I like the event. I took the year off, maybe 2, 10. I don't know how many years I'm taking off. But I definitely needed a year off. I really do. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying it's a bad event, because it really isn't. It's a really good event. And if you can happen to make it to Phoenix Fall Fun Fest for Saturday, anybody can go, and you don't need to be a member of a coaster enthusiast group. You can just show up in the morning when they start doing the bracelets or the stamps, whatever it is, and go to town with it and have fun. Trust me, you'll thank me for going. All right, so this next event, it's Boulder Dash Bash at Boulder Dash. It kind of just got turned up a little bit on the dial of coolness, and I kind of wish I was going, but I'm not giving up my cruise just for this. Sorry. But you do need to know, if you are going to Boulder Dash Bash, Russ needs your mail-in registration by the 10th, which is Monday, or online registration has to be done by Monday. Now, the thing that got turned up a notch, besides your ERT and your ticket into the Haunted Graveyard, they are now having a meet and greet. Yes, and Luco, if you could bring me an apple dumpling, I'd appreciate it. I would really appreciate an apple dumpling, so I can feel kind of like I went to, what do you call it, Knoebels. I'll just heat that baby up in the oven. It'll be good. Anyway, the reason why I got turned up, does anybody know who Sasha is on The Walking Dead? I don't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but that doesn't mean anything. I don't know how many of you watch The Walking Dead, but for those that do, like myself, that lady that plays Sasha will be at Lake Compounce. They're going to do meet and greet packages at the Haunted Graveyard, so you can... If you like The Walking Dead and you like her, you can meet her. So that's going to be another cool thing that just added that little bit extra, and it's on the day of the event. Yeah, Seacon Grand Prix is where the go-karts are, and then Fantasyland has the mini golf, and it has the indoor with some rides, like kiddie rides, and it's got an arcade in it. I've been there. I mean, I know Fantasyland had bumper boats, and I think Grand Prix just got bumper boats. And Grand Prix has mini golf. It's got bumper cars. It's got a slick track. It's got go-karts. It's got an arcade. But, I mean, the rides at Fantasyland are for kids, so that doesn't do me any good. So, anybody looking to go meet that chick Sasha from Walking Dead, by all means, you can do the event, do a meet and greet, and have the best of both worlds. I mean, if I was going to this event, I would definitely take up on the meet and greet, for sure. So make sure if you want to go, and you are a member of ACE, or if you know a member of ACE that's going, definitely check that out. Also, on October 21st, there's Ghost on the Lake at Conneaut Lake Park. November 19th, Smoky Mountain Coaster Fest. That flyer should be out by the end of the weekend, sometime in the weekend, beginning of the week. They finally got all the stuff, and they're claiming it's going to be the biggest and best Smoky Mountain Coaster Fest ever. So check that out. Or the Christmas in the Smokies, whatever the hell they call it, event. December 4th is Coasting Through the Snow at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. December 10th is a Christmas Storybook Land in Egg Harbor, New Jersey. And December 11th is Winter Adventure at Great Adventure. So those are those events that are coming up. And you can always go to aceonline.org/events and check all that stuff out. Now, for the next week and a half, we have our game plan laid down that we have done. It would be nice if Rocky Point returns. And in Rocky Point, something's going to happen at Rocky Point. But it's never going to be what it was. At least not in this stage of the game. Here's the thing. They have some issues. And the reason why you're never going to see condos there is because, what's the name of the place? Rocky Point. There's so much rocks and stuff, and the amount of money that has to be spent to upgrade sewer lines and water lines and stuff. It's too costly. So you're never going to see a condo. The condo developers are not going to spend the money. So the state and the city of Warwick are going to have to come up with the dough to do that, just to get the basic functions of bathrooms and stuff like that. Because they want to eventually bring in a brand new Shore Dinner Hall. So it's going to have to be up to code. They're not going to get any leeway in the law. I mean, they might, because it's the city and the state. They might just go, you don't need that. Yeah, there is literally nothing at Rocky Point right now. The only thing standing at Rocky Point that has been left from after they demolished it all is the Skyliner chair ride. Those towers are left. The wires are gone. The station's kind of there, so to speak. And the arch is there. Matter of fact, the arch just got freshly painted. And there is a tower up on the hill, kind of near where the Shore Dinner Hall was, that's from a ride. It was like a center thing for a ride from back in the day. That's still there. Everything is gone. The asphalt, it's just grass. And then the trees that are there. Everything is gone. There is nothing left. And there's that movie that I was in. Briefly, a little bit. Not tons, but I was in it enough. But that DVD's out. You can go to the Time Capsule Comic Book Show and pick up a copy. You can go on the Rocky Point, you can go online and get it. So, you can, for those that are, big time Rocky Point lovers like myself, you can get that. But you're never going to get Rocky Point the way that it was. You'll never get it. I mean, unless over time somebody just comes in and just is like, hey, we're doing this and spending the money and doing it. I think whoever would do that would be very successful because we need something. And we have nothing. You know, Rhode Island really sucks. So, if somebody was to do that, I think it would be very successful. I mean, this park's gone through so much crap since its incarnation, from when it's open until now. You've had, they've had 10 years where it was shut down because of a hurricane or whatever. Ripped the place apart, and it took 10 years to reopen it. Another hurricane comes, wipes that out, and they're not open for 3 or 4 years, and then they rebuild, and something else happens, and then they go bankrupt, and now it's been closed for like 20 years. So who knows? Maybe it'll come back, because every time it came back, it became more popular. And I think if somebody said Rocky Point's opening, it would be packed. And I think this time people would come because they wouldn't want it to leave. You know what I'm saying? So, but all right. So, for those that know, you know what's going on for the next week and a half. For those that don't know what's going on, Wednesday we're out of here, going to Florida. And so this is the schedule that's going to happen. And you're going to see it pop up on the Grove Show. You're going to see Facebook. You're going to see it pop up on SFNE Online's Facebook. But I would check both because you don't know which one I'm going to post on. I am going to do live videos on it. So if you have not liked SFNE Online's The Grove Show on Facebook, you better start doing that. So remember that. Anyway, so we're going to do live videos. We're going to do pictures. You're going to see all kinds of stuff. And then when I come back, I'll make a video like I do every once in a while, and showing off the whole trip and all the cool stuff, so you guys get an idea of, for those that have never been on a cruise, for those that have never been to the places that we're going. And I'm going to lay it down for you. And if you guys have any suggestions of what you want to see, you let me know, and we'll try to make it happen. So, Thursday, we're going to be at Busch Gardens in Tampa. We're not doing the Haunt. We're just doing Busch Gardens. Fine by me. And then Friday, we are going to go to NASA. So we're going to drive all the way out to Cape Canaveral and go to NASA. Then on the way back, we're going to go to a fun spot in Kissimmee and do that. And then that's Friday. Then Saturday, we're going to go to SeaWorld. And then after SeaWorld, we're going to do Fun Spot Orlando. So that'll be nice. Am I going to do any souvenir giveaways, raffles? Am I going to do that? Maybe we should. If I can find something that I can give away on this, maybe we'll pick up park maps and stuff. Or maybe some cheap souvenirs or something. I mean, I'm not going to go spending buying T-shirts and stuff to give away. If the park wants to give it to me, that would be fine. That'd be nice if they did. But we'll discuss that, Luco, while we're on the trip. But and then we head out onto the cruise, and we go to the Bahamas. If there's any Bahamas left, then we're going to go to St. Thomas and St. Martin, and we'll be on the ship, and we'll have internet on the ship. Excuse me. And who's hitting me up on Facebook? Somebody wants to go clown shopping. What a clown. What a clown. Brandon Allen's a clown. Yes, he is. Brandon Allen is a clown. But in any case, so if there's anything you guys want to see from these places, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, NASA, I mean, who doesn't like spaceships? I like spaceships. I don't know about you, but I like spaceships. That's why I'm going. When Dave brought that up to do NASA, I was like, we need to make this happen. Because we were going to go to Universal. And then we priced it out for the day per person, and it was ridiculous. For 1 day, 2 parks with a skip the line pass was $244 a person. That was like a deal. Like, with taxes and everything. Think about that. Basically $250 a person for a day. I think that's ridiculous, man. The park should not cost that much money to go to. I mean, I know they're raping everybody because they got, Harry Potter, and they figure everybody wants to come, and, that's what got them there, got them to their fame. But they're price gouging the hell out of the place. I mean, I know they need to find ways to pay for things, but they're going about it all the wrong way. Because I still feel Universal is not worth that kind of money. It is not. Not at all. I don't even think Disney's worth that kind of money. Yeah, we're going on a one-way trip. We're going on a one-way trip to the moon. Maybe we'll go to Mars. I don't know. Enough. My ship sails in the morning. Where's your ship sailing to? I wonder what's for dinner. You going to the moon? Are you doing anything on your SFNE online website? I am not, just because I'm not doing anything on the website. The only reason why I'm not doing anything on the website is I don't handle the stuff on the website. I'll probably update the forums. I haven't really been on the forums that much because I've been doing the Grove show and handling that for SFNE online. But I probably should do a trip report with everything. Throw in some pictures and videos and whatnot, and get that going. I don't frequent the forums. I mean, I do on an occasion, and I'll post something. Forums are like a dying thing. I mean, a lot of people still go on them and all that. You're going to Gama? What? Where the hell are you going? So, like I said, I don't know. And even though the amount of people that are going to Universal, they're probably not charging enough. But most of the people aren't doing the 2 day, the 2 parks in 1 day. People are doing 1 park 1 day, go back the next day to do the other park. And even at $100 and something bucks a piece just to get in, not including their skip the line pass, it's still not worth it. I think they're overpriced. Yeah, go ahead. Keep smoking crack. See, that's a troll right there. Daniel Campbell, that's a troll. Right there. That one's a troll, and I think there's another troll in here. So, needless to say. So, like I said, if there's anything anybody actually truly wants to see, don't hesitate to tell us, what you want to see. But other than that, we're just going to show a bunch of stuff off so that way you can see the cool things going on. And, because, let me tell you, for those that haven't been to, Fun Spot in either Kissimmee or Orlando, they got some pretty badass go-karts. So, we're definitely going to utilize that and have some fun there. And so that'll be fun. I doubt I'm going to be doing the bumper boats. Just not really. I mean, unless I'm really hot, maybe I'll do the bumper boats, but I'm really not in the mood to be soaked like I was the last time. I learned my lesson on that. That kind of sucks. So, it is what it is. So, yeah. So, like I said, yeah, there will be no show for 2 weeks. But then when we come back on the third week, then it's going to be even better. We'll have our Halloween show. We will show off the vacation video thing, of the parks and the cruise and see what it is. Because a lot of people have actually been messaging me about, the cruise and questions about cruises and stuff. And I'm the furthest thing from a cruise professional. I've only been on one, and I'm hooked on them. I think so as I go more and more, then someday I can be the cruise professional. You know who's actually a cruise professional? Jennifer Mance at the park. She's been on over 60 cruises. She's a cruise beast. If you ever want to know anything, you ask her. She's like the mastermind of cruises. She's definitely a professional. I think when she retires, maybe she'll retire on a cruise ship. That might be a dream. I don't know. Next week is bad. I don't get to hang out with the Pirates, and there's no Grove Show. But don't you worry, my friend. Starting on Thursday, we're going to be posting a lot of content to kind of help you with your Grove Show blues, so to speak. Oh, yeah! No, that's the week after, dude. The election's November 8th. Halloween's on a Monday. It's the following Tuesday. Not the one that week. It's the following Tuesday. So we'll have... Yeah, we can have the first ever Grove Show election special. Maybe I should go get go to Spirit Halloween and get some presidential masks. And, goof off with it. I could have fun with that. I definitely could have fun with that. Yes, I'm going to do that. I am going to do that tomorrow on the way into work. But don't worry, Costa Kev. Just because you don't have 2 Grove shows to look forward to, you have a week and a half of cool things to see across the internet. There will be a lot of cool things for you to help with the withdrawals. I mean, it might not help because you're not there, but you'll be there with us in spirit. I'll take a spin on White Lightning just for you. It'll be good, and then we'll have a great time. You could be there. You know what I should do? I should get a picture of your head and put it on a stick, and then I can ride it out on the roller coasters with you, so to pretend like you were there. That would be cool. It's like you were kind of riding the ride. Now, if you've never ridden that, does that count as a coaster credit because your head was riding it? That's a good debatable question. That's definitely a good question. So yeah, so you're going to have a Halloween show, and then 2 weeks later from that, you'll have a special election show. And sometime, probably the week before Thanksgiving, we'll probably shut down for the season. And then it goes into revamp. We're doing an overhaul like you've never seen. I know I keep saying that every year. We're going to do an overhaul. We're going to change this and change that, and then nothing happens. I've been having talks with Luco, and I've been having talks with Dave, and I've been having talks with Jody, and we've actually been coming up with ideas, and we're actually going to do segments, and we're going to work on it, and we're going to do all kinds of stuff. We're going to be testing and working. Just because the Grove Show will not be what do you call it? Just because the show is off the air doesn't mean anything. It just means we're going for revamp time. And then we're probably going to come back around end of February, right around nor'easter time is when we'll come back. It'll give us that extra time to work out the bugs. Get rid of these stupid little watermarks and all that goofy stuff that we have chilling out. And, you know, we got the audio down. We got the good video down. We just got to get the right program working, get a new intro video, possibly a new logo, and we'll see what happens. You know, you don't know. You just don't know. Anyways, I know it's not 10 o'clock. I am leaving. I still have packing to do and a whole bunch of stuff to do, and I got to get up early because I got to do work early in the morning. As soon as the kids get on the bus, I got to work. So, but anyway, I will see you guys basically in 3 weeks. Keep checking the Facebook because there's going to be updates galore, and I mean crazy galore with videos, pictures, all that fun stuff. It's all going to be coming out. You have something to look forward to, even though the show's not on. We're going to do goofy videos and stuff. We're gonna try everything that we possibly can and get you guys to at least be entertained for a week and a half while we're gone. So, yeah, that's about that. So anyway, until we return from our beautiful trip, I will see you guys in 3 weeks. Have fun, be safe, and if the hurricane hits, stay cuddled up with your loved ones and chill out and watch reruns of the Grove Show. But until then, keep on coasting, stay safe, enjoy the parks before they close. Peace out, y'all. Woo!